If you're looking for exclusive content, please don't look any further than joining the Trap Talk Patreon family. Some of the best reptile keepers in this industry are part of the Trap Talk Patreon family. As soon as you join the Patreon family, you connect to a Discord. You can also tap into an Instagram group chat, connect with some of the most diverse keepers we have in the reptile hobby today. Shout out to my Patreon members and be ready for Trap Fest 2026. It's going to be one of the biggest events yet. Find all information again in the very first link in the description below. And again, thank you so much to all my fellow Patreon members out there. Cheers.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, coolest reptile network in the world. Welcome to episode 773, but the second On the Bush Tuesday. I'm your host, MJ. With me, of course, Alex Warren and Sal. We're going to be talking about how to dial in the perfect egg box for your green tree pythons. But guys, this is going to be a great episode. Do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, select all. You'll be notified of every episode released out of the network 7 days a week. Monday through Sunday, you get a brand new episode. So wherever you listen to any of these episodes on all major audio platforms, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on all the platforms, okay? So thank you for all the love and support. Before we get the boys on, I want to shout out to today's sponsor, ZoomEd, the #1 brand in the reptile industry, just shy of 50 years. Get your next reptile product at zoomed.com. You can also check out the latest ZoomEd products in the description below. You can also follow them on Instagram and YouTube. So thank you so much, ZoomEd and the entire ZoomEd team. Also, today's episode is brought to you by the Reptile Perch. Shout out to David Brahms. If you got an arboreal snake, make sure you put them on a reptile perch that is designed by the Reptile Perch, okay? You can select from many different style PVC perches, all the way from babies to adults. And you can also check out David Brahms's current chondro productions, all the cool things that he's working with, one of the best lines of monocory. So just definitely go check out David Brahms' work on his Instagram, the Reptile Perch, and also follow him on YouTube. Thank you so much, David Brahms, over at the Reptile Perch. And of course, today's episode is brought to you by Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros. If you're looking to get into yellow neonates, red neonates, designer outcrosses, this is your man right here. Mark is super dedicated to the chondros and always has been from the get-go. He's helped so many other chondro keepers get successful in this game by passing down the knowledge that he's learned over the decade of years that he's been into it. And he also puts on many other fellow Texas chondro breeders on the map. Simply by going to his Instagram, you can see all of the amazing work he puts out. Key X Chondros on IG. And looking forward to bringing Mark back on the show here soon. But for now, guys, go to his website, texaschondros.com. See what's currently up as far as his projects goes. Get your hands on some of the best stuff produced in the game from Texas Chondros. Thank you so much, Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros. And then also today's episode is brought to you by Focus Cube Habitats, #1 PVC enclosures in the game. Everything you see behind me are 3x2x2 design enclosures by Stephen Ashley over at Focus Cube Habitats. Please go to their website, focuscubehabitats.com. You can select from 30 plus different enclosures on their website. They're the best doing it. Definitely one of a kind when it comes to getting your reptile set up when you go through Focus Cube. So thank you so much, Stephen Ashley over at Focus Cube Habitats. And then last but not least, shout out to Morph Market and Morph Market Shipping, the leading in shipping in the reptile industry. And also when it comes to a marketplace, no better place to buy your next reptile than Morph Market, okay? The proof is in the pudding. Thank you so much, the entire Morph Market team, for helping us save tons of money. Looking to be shipping out a couple animals this week, all through Morph Market. So guys, make sure you go look for your next reptile at morphmarket.com and make sure you definitely ship through Morph Market Shipping and save yourself some money. All right, guys, do me a favor. Do what you got to do to get your mind right and do what you got to do to stay hydrated for episode 773, the second installment of On the Bush Tuesdays with me, your boy Alex Warren, and the homie Sal. Let's go.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man,
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes, exclusive.
Oh,
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, God love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
oh, we're live. Second episode on the Bush Tuesdays. My man Alex Warren and Sal in the building. What's up, boys?
What's good, Mike?
Boys?
Can you guys hear me? We good?
Yeah,
We're
we're good. We can hear you.
Alex was not ready this Tuesday for a sound check. He was all fucked up.
I have been getting ready, as a matter of fact. In fact, I messaged you an hour ago saying, let's do this.
Yeah, you probably did.
You got to let him off. It's his birthday.
That's right.
Oh my God, dude. Okay, guys, do me a favor, please. We're gonna sing happy birthday at the end of the episode, but for now,
No,
give it up
please.
for Alex Warren's 22nd birthday. Holy shit.
Close enough.
Dude, fucking I wish I would have known your birthday was coming up. We would have done like a little bit of celebration this weekend. I mean, we
Yeah.
kind of did, but I mean, I would have got you a cake.
Yeah, that actually would have been cool. It would have been fun to celebrate with everybody. Actually, I didn't even think of that either.
Oh, fuck, man. Well, listen, happy birthday, Alex Warren. How do you feel?
I feel good. I still feel young. So, I'm 22.
Yeah, so me and Alex are coming off a crazy week. Trap Fest was fucking next level, dude. I had a good time, Alex. Thanks for rolling through. Sal, whatever, dude.
What can I say, man?
You'll be there next year, and that's all the shit
Nah,
I'm
we'll
gonna
be.
get out. Yeah. So, and guess what's coming up? Bill's party.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Few more months.
Yeah. Listen, I love throwing Trap Fest, but nothing beats being at Bill's house and not having to worry about fucking entertaining people. Because that's all Bill, dude. And so, and I can't wait just to kick back and do fucking cannonballs in his pool and, drink a bunch of bubblies and smoke a bunch of weed. Can't wait. It's going to be epic.
Yeah. It's always a lot of fun. Trap Fest and Bill's Party are two of my favorite times of the year.
Yeah, and Sal, that's the only reason why I stress about you coming is because I see how much fun you have at Bill's. You're gonna have just as much as fun at my place, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, I can't wait. We even planned it today. It's definitely happening next year. I'm gonna fly out to you for a few days. And I'm gonna go back to Texas for another week after that. So
yeah,
we'll be there.
Speaking of USA touring, fucking D-Lick, dude, she's here for a month or so, right? Isn't she here for
2 months?
2 months. Oh my God. She's
got hardcore, man.
Dude,
yeah.
She is so hardcore. She definitely broke my screen door on accident. She was so lit at the beginning of the party. And she had her shades on, which I had my shades on the whole time too, but she walked right through my screen door and popped that fucker in half. She was like, "Oh my God, send the bill." I'm like, "No, send me a chondro when you produce it." Man, but dude, it was a great time, Sal. I would say, just to kind of touch on Trap Fest, one of the highlights was Alex, Bill, Marshall watching me pull clutch. That was epic.
Yeah, congratulations, bro. I saw that. What an experience to have all of those guys with you in person to pull a clutch. That must have been sick.
I'm just happy the eggs were good. I didn't want to have to all right, guys, let's pull clutch. Oh, she's egg bound. Can I get help? Or shit, look at all these slugs, or she's dead, or whatever. The possibilities when you're waiting for a clutch. You know what I mean? But But dude, yeah, Alex was right there, and so was Bill and Marshall, and dude, weren't don't those eggs look big to you, Alex?
Yeah, they do. They looked really big. You know, it was a 10 egg clutch, so it was a little bit smaller of a clutch, but the eggs were really, really good size.
Yeah, and
I was looking at a video that they had. Like Dilek had a video, and they look like bigger and longer. They look like colubrid eggs, like big. They look mad.
It's exactly what I said. I'm going to pull it up since we're going to be talking about egg boxes tonight. I'm definitely going to make it a point that we show the eggs that I pulled. But yeah, I mean, I was talking to Bill and I was talking to obviously you too, Alex, and I was just curious, like, what the fuck do you think it is that makes a chondro lay such a fucking big egg clutch? Like the eggs being big themselves. Because like I said, this is the same sire that went with Mimi, and Mimi went egg bound, and she laid one normal size egg, and then the rest of the eggs were fucking humongous. So I don't know if that's a sire thing or was it the way I fed them? I don't know. I have no clue.
I don't know. It seems something like it would probably be more on the female than the male.
And were they roughly the same number of eggs?
No. So last year she gave me 15, no slugs. This year she gave me 10 with one slug. So, and I know it's hard to tell in the picture. Can you see the picture, Sal?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard to tell in the picture, but you know, usually chondro eggs aren't this big. And so someone else said it could be a female thing too that was here, but I'm like, dude, well, Mimi has never given me eggs this size, nor has the second girl, and it's sired by the same male. So I wonder if it's a male thing, or was it just a fluke, or is it the way I fed them? Maybe, like, I don't know. Did I feed them a certain way that I didn't realize?
Were they quite big females, quite heavy?
I don't know. Not really, right? Not really, right, Alex? I mean,
she was a Biak, so she was a little bit bigger than like a sarong or something, but she wasn't like a massive Biak or anything. She was just, you know, a regular sized Biak.
Yeah, and Bill's females. I mean, you know how big Bill's females are. She wasn't that big, and you know what I mean. And so, I don't think it's the size of the female that gives you big eggs either. I don't know. I wish.
Maybe it's nutrition. I don't know. It could. There's so many factors it could be, but I don't think that picture does it justice, like you said, because I saw the video of you candling them, and they looked massive.
Yeah, they were.
And Alex, this is the first year where I switched from, instead of feeding bigger meals, I fed them smaller meals more frequent. So I was feeding them like every 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
And I was switching it up too. I would go from a wean rat to a jumbo mouse to even an ASF. Like I was like kind of all over the board. So I don't know, man. If I had to bet on anything, I would think is what Sal said. It could be the nutrition.
Yeah, another theory could be the I guess the what do you call it? The incubation period whenever they're actually in the mother.
Yeah.
The temperature of that, because I had a female, my smallest female that I have. She's like the size of a big male or something. She laid 15 big eggs for me, and I was expecting like a 10 egg clutch or something. And she was the only female that I didn't give external heat to besides the ambient room temperature. And I don't know if that means anything or if that's a good thing to do, but she was on 84, 85 the entire pregnancy. No hot spot, no nothing.
Wait, so how'd you keep it 84, 85 without supplementing any heat? You don't keep your room that warm.
Yeah, I do. I'm on ambient.
So you let your room get up to 84, 85. So all the other snakes were that warm too?
Yep.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I definitely gave them supplemental heat, these females, because what I do the same thing you do, Alex, but whenever they're gravid or whenever they ovulate, basically, I'll slowly turn their heat panel from 81.5, 82 to about 84.5, 85.
Yeah.
And I keep that on during the day, and then nighttime drops down to like 76 in here, 75, and then daytime again it goes right back up. So
yeah. I don't know if it's just something that they like 85 or that's their optimum temperature whenever they're gravid, or if maybe it's 87. You know, I don't know, but it almost seems like it would be more of a temperature while they're actually gravid type thing rather than feeding. It could be both. I don't know.
Yeah, because my temperature, my hot spot, my basking spots are normally 84, 85.
Yeah. I mean, that's also something to take note of, because this is the third time I've seen eggs this big come out of a female. The first time I saw them, egg bound situation, I had to help get them out. Second time I saw them was Mimi, but she laid one normal size egg, and the rest were huge like this. And then now third time seen this, but this is the only time I've seen eggs this big that successfully came out of the female. So
yeah, I mean, it's perfect. That's a perfect clutch, bro. The male was an awesome male, and the female is a wild card. You know, Beox are amazing, and 10 eggs is a perfect clutch.
Yeah, I'm not mad, dude. I mean, I think Bill even said he'd rather have bigger eggs than less than bigger. I mean, less than more smaller eggs, I guess he said.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I would agree with that.
It's all good. Yeah, so it was cool to have Alex there. Maybe next year when Sal's here, he'll be here to see me pull a clutch too.
Hope so. I hope so.
We'll let Sal pull it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, boys, we're gonna talk egg boxes, man. You know, a lot of things matter when it comes to getting a successful chondro clutch. You know, feeding them up to maturity, getting them to lock, and then of course getting them to lay. But I feel like a lot of people underestimate having a dialed in egg box. Okay. So I figured we could go around the horn and kind of break down what egg box is best for you guys and myself. And then if anything, I'll go first since my egg box is up. Because I've done a bunch of different stuff when it comes to putting eggs in an egg box. I know the first few years where I failed miserably at incubating them, I put them directly over water. And also, guys, I want people to, I can't stress this enough, whatever works for me might not work for you, okay? Gary, there's a few others out there who incubate their eggs right over water, and they have no issue whatsoever. I mean, Gary just had a 16 for 16 clutch over water. So whatever we say, we're not telling you need to do. This is just what works for us, and you guys could take in for consideration, okay? So I just want that to be a fucking little PSA right there. And again, I like using sim containers. I've always used sim containers, but what I feel like what's helped me personally is using some sort of a substrate versus just water. So with this egg box that you guys see here, this is a sim container that is filled up, and anyone who has sims knows that there's a line at the bottom where they suggest that's where you fill your water level. Well, I like to pack in my perlite up to that level, and then I saturate it with water, but I don't saturate it with water to where it's swooshing around. I basically put enough water where I see the bottom layer of the perlite have a little bit of soaking. And then I just put the egg crate, the little plastic trays right over it. And you know, again, how I like to line up my eggs. I like my eggs to be together in a row. I don't, you know, again, there's people out there who individually separate them, and I think that's cool too, but I almost like mine to be together, just not stuck together, if that makes any sense. So, and also if you notice in my egg box, there's holes, right? So I have on each end of the egg box, there's 5 holes, 2 in the left-hand corner, 2 in the right-hand corner, and then there's 1 in the middle. And then on the sides, I have 3 holes on the sides, and every hole is taped up other than the one hole on each end that I have open, and I leave those holes closed up until day 40. And then once day 40 hits, I drop my temps immediately down to 85. I don't fucking slowly drop it down. I immediately drop it to 85. If I have other egg boxes in the incubator, I have a cool down incubator where I then take that egg box out and I put it at 85, so there's no issue. And then again, I like to open up all the holes at that point, and I can't stress the fact that I have a wet chamber. Okay, so my humidity in my incubator is anywhere from 70 to 80% humidity all the time. And that's why I'm able to, I feel like, keep at least 2 holes open during the entire time of incubation. And that's why I'm not scared to open up all the holes at day 40. And so that's basically how I do my egg box. And again, I don't put any kind of food seal wrap on the top. I just simply put the top of the egg box on. It fits firmly, but it's not airtight. So I just want people to know that as well, in case anyone's trying to make their own egg box. My egg box lid is not airtight. So why don't we go to you, Sal? Let's talk about your egg box.
See, I used to I've used a variety of egg boxes. So I had quite decent success from the sim containers, which is what I've been using, which I've got in the incubator. But what I then found was that I was getting quite a lot of airflow through that, and it was, even though I have I would say a wettish chamber, my whole incubator system has now changed. I've got a cooling incubator, but my main incubator has now changed to something like Bill's, a big one that's more stable. I can keep it wet, etc. My eggs will be going into that for the first time. It's dialed in, but we'll see how that goes. But
let me stop you there, Sal. So why are you switching it up? I'm just curious. Are you seeing results that you're not happy with, or like why would you switch it up? Let's get to that real quick.
The incubator. For me it was size. So I had a small incubator, probably like a 2x2. And when I started getting 3 clutches at the same time and then pairing up 4 more females, 5 more girls, then it was, even with the 3 clutches, trying to juggle that in that incubator, which wasn't enough space. And it was just getting too difficult to kind of take egg boxes out without knocking the other one. And I was just like, this is just too much work. I don't want to knock a tub, then the water sloshes, hits the eggs. It was just too much hard work. So I thought, let me go a big one, try and keep it more stable. If I want to fit 7, 8 clutches in at the same time, I've got the space, if not more, which I don't think I'll do more than that at one time. But at least I've got the space to play with. And I had to just change it up. But then what I found was with the Sims, I think the airflow, I don't know if mine have got like a defect, but the edges pop up like diagonally. So if I pop one edge down on that Sim XL, my other one will pop up. So I don't know if it's like maybe a deep manner, just with the batch that I have, but if I have to use clamps on each corner to keep the lid on, otherwise it just won't go down.
Can you show me? Can you pull one out? And I just want to see what you're talking about. Do you have one available?
Yeah, I'll get one.
Because that's kind of odd. I mean, I just literally set mine on top and I don't pop nothing down. So let's see what Sal's talking about. And then Alex, while he's getting that egg box,
I'll be 2 seconds.
Yeah, while he's getting that egg box, Alex, you have a homemade one that you use, right?
Yeah, so I guess I used to use a different egg box as well. It's very similar to the Sims container. It's just a acrylic shoe box that you can get from Walmart. And I was having major issues. Me and Bill were having major issues with that because we were both using it. And they were drying out the eggs basically. And so we switched over to a different method. It's kind of the same thing that Sal is going to explain here pretty soon. There was just too much airflow coming into the box, and they were drying out the eggs and they were making them hard. And basically the chondros were going full term, but then they couldn't bust out of the egg because the shell was too hard. So they were going full term and then dying in the egg just before hatching.
Let me see this box out.
So like if I put this side down, the diagonal side on the other side is up. It's raised. It doesn't sit down. Look, it just.
Okay, hold on. So take the lid off. Okay, now turn it around 180, like 180 the lid. The lid. Like, yeah, there we go. Now just rest it on top.
But then
don't push nothing down. Don't push nothing down.
No, I'm not pushing.
That's how it's supposed to be, Sal.
So it's meant to be like loose here.
Yeah. Yep. It's not supposed to be airtight. It's not meant to be sealed, clamped down. It's supposed to be like that. Let me get mine.
If you look here, that to me is just like I can get close to the camera.
I mean, it definitely could be your lids. But here, let me see.
MJ, do yours do that?
I'm barely touching this, MJ. It's just like.
So I put mine on like this. That's exactly what I do, just like that.
But does yours do that too? Like one corner of it pops up?
I don't know. Mine fit perfect. I don't know. Maybe it could be your lids, maybe, Sal. I don't know. Because does it look like mine's popped up at all?
No.
It's
if you look here,
when I was there, I looked at your lid because me and Sal have talked about this. So I looked at your lid and I didn't notice that on yours.
Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting, Sal. That's interesting. Because like I said, mine. Okay. This side is a little popped up. See that? And I don't think it has an effect, bro. I think if you just, regardless of what the sides look like, just put it down, and I don't press down or anything. I just literally set the lid on top, just like that.
Yeah.
So and go ahead.
No, I thought because of that, like Alex was probably saying when I was off, and Malcolm just wrote, the smaller Sims have a rubber gasket, but it's what I was finding, and I spoke to Alex, and Bill was finding with those tubs as well. What Alex was maybe our chambers are not running as wet as yours, but the eggs were drying out, and by the time I get to like day 49, 50, 51, the eggs would be like super hard, and they'd be on they'd be on water, and the humidity would be reading at like 100%, let's say, or 99%. Yeah. I'm like, damn, these eggs are not meant to be this crispy. Like, these snakes are not going to be able to get out of here. And then when I moved to something more sealed, which is something like this, which is what I got off Bill. So this is like a Cambro.
Yeah.
So and then it's got like the
it actually seals.
Like yeah. So I moved to that. So then I have, well, these are all pre-drilled. I got these from Bill out of his incubator. He gave me a couple when I came over.
But you tape those or leave those open the entire time?
So as soon as I put these in, these are all taped over. I don't leave any holes open. And that's on both sides. And then on day, like you said, on day 40, you
open up the holes.
I will start uncovering them, depending on how much I need, maybe even one at a time if I need to. And then I know this is sealed, but then I've had better luck with this. And I saw that the eggs weren't getting as crispy, most definitely. I made a dire mistake on this year's clutches. So Alex was the one that told me to move over to taping these to use an actual like masking tape. So what I had done is I put electrical tape over these holes. And then the moisture must have got underneath them, and then the tape was just coming off, but I didn't really realize. And I remember sending a video to Bill and Alex being like, do you guys have this issue? Because I was pressing the lid and I could hear like shh, 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 and I was like, Jesus. And the eggs were looking terrible. Like I'd gone to work and come home and they just sunk, and I was like, shit. And I realized that it pushed the tape up, and all the old holes had opened within the space of a few hours of being at work. Maybe like 10 hours they were left like that, and the eggs, you could see, were depleting when I came back.
So wait, how did the holes get exposed again?
So instead of using masking tape, which actually adheres to it quite well, I used like electrical tape, like PVC tape.
Oh, and it moved. The moisture must have pushed it off. Yeah, you gotta use Gorilla tape, like that really, really tough looking tape, or masking tape works too. Something that's not gonna get fucked up from the humidity.
Yeah. And that was the first time I had that issue. That was this year. That's never happened to me before. But since moving to those, the eggs have been fine. I've had some issues, but that's been clutch problems. But what I normally do is I started on vermiculite, vermiculite and water. Then I moved to water only, and I've done my last 6 or 7 clutches on water only. But I think this year I might change it back to vermiculite or perlite. I don't know yet. I think I preferred it when there was a substrate, just to slowly bring that humidity through, or have a substrate to hold that moisture in. And you don't get that sloshing around if you do move it. And I know you're not meant to swing a tub around, absolutely, but like you run that risk. But also, Alex will go on to it. But even these, I'm also gonna change those this year to Alex's tubs, because I saw them in person last year. And I liked them so much, the way they seal, the way they close, the size of them. I'm going to probably change to those and still keep these as well. But I don't think I'll be personally going back to Sims unless I can manage my humidity well in my incubator, which I plan to go on a fully wet chamber this year. Last year I did as well, but I wasn't reaching 70, 80 or 90%. I was still hitting, I think, probably like mid 60s. But now with the incubator...
That's not bad. Mid-60s isn't bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, but now that the incubator is much bigger, I'm going to put a very large pan of water at the bottom, which should keep my humidity stable at all times.
Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, dude, when you have high humidity in your chamber, in your incubator, it almost doesn't matter what fucking egg box you use. It really doesn't, because nothing's really drying the eggs out. That's it. That's why I'm able to use sim containers with holes exposed the entire time. Not a bunch of holes, but I have a hole on each side And as you can see on my lid, it's not airtight. It sits on top.
It just sits on top.
Yeah. And again, this is why, like, if you're not comfortable running a wet chamber, or if you can't get it high, then don't do what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And adjusting is important. So, Alex, let's get back to you. So obviously you've done multiple different methods with Bill. Let's talk about why you like to use what you use, and just let's run it over again, what it is that you use when it comes to pulling your eggs and incubating them.
Yeah, for sure. So there was like a couple points that you said about how it doesn't matter like what egg box you use if you run a wet chamber, but you know Bill's incubator is like a old Snapple fridge. Basically, it's like the ones it's like the size of the ones you go into a convenience store and you open up and grab your drink. You know, it's a big 6 foot tall one. Yeah. I don't know if that makes a difference, because we were running a wet chamber of like 100% humidity.
Why's your listen, Alex, time out. Your mic is shit right now.
Yeah, your audio's gone.
You're cutting in and out. I just want to make sure you're on the right. Nothing's fucking you up. Is there a fan blowing over you or something? I just want to make sure you're good.
Maybe the AC. Can you guys hear me?
I don't think it's the AC. Exit out and just come back in. Exit out and come back in. Yeah.
All right.
What guy?
So it was his.
What guy?
You know what I mean?
He had one job.
He's been on so many episodes at this point. It's just this very Marshall Menders of him to be like this. You know what I mean?
Just blasé.
Oh shit! Man. No, okay, he's back. Damn, that was quick, Alex. He didn't fuck around. Damn it, we were just making fun of you, and you came back that quick. God damn it!
I'm always here.
That sounds much better, by the way. So go ahead and continue.
Good? Okay. So I was gonna say, I don't know how much you guys heard of that, but Bill has a big 6 foot tall incubator, like the gas station refrigerators type Snapple fridge.
Right.
And he is running a wet chamber, and it's like in the high 90s, almost 100% humidity, and we were still getting that issue to where the eggs were drying out. So
yeah,
I don't know if it's a humidity thing or more of an airflow type of thing, because even if there is a high humidity, that airflow can dry out the eggs, I guess. So basically, I have my egg box right here. Bill switched over to the egg box that Sal just showed you, and they were seemed kind of.
Alex, you need to buy less egg boxes and more microphones, brother.
Oh shit, dude! I don't know why it's doing that. Like, it starts off good and then it just slowly disintegrates, and now it sounds like something's muffled over it. I'm not sure why. Yeah, it sounds like you're far away. It's so weird.
Oh, you know what?
What is it? It's something. Watch, it's something he'll fix.
Well,
he didn't have this issue yesterday, guys, during our pre sound check. And I dedicated time for this guy.
Is it okay now?
So far, yeah. What do you think it was?
I don't know. I didn't do anything, so I moved the laptop a little closer.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Maybe move it closer. All right. But go ahead.
Is it? All right.
Yeah.
Is it like it's clear now?
Yeah. We heard you. It just sounded far away. But go ahead and continue.
Okay. Well, hopefully it doesn't do it again. So Bill switched over to the egg boxes that Sal has.
Yeah.
And so I didn't. Those are kind of expensive, and I don't like to pay that much for stuff. So
he's not joking, guys.
So I got these. There was somebody in the chat who said vegetable. It was vegetable and fruit.
Yeah.
Like Tupperware is good, and that's basically what these are. They're just like or the 5 liter like I guess fruit. But I made sure that there was a gasket on it, and there's a gasket seal that goes all the way around.
MJ's face.
Is it sound good?
It just sounds like shit. Let me ask you this: whose phone is getting blown up right now? Is that your Sal, or is that Alex?
Not mine.
Nobody's texting anyone, and nobody's blowing you guys up, because I can hear a vibration going off.
Yeah, that might be me. Let me put it on the floor.
Yeah, dude, or turn it on silent, or tell whoever's texting you to go fuck themselves, unless it's your mom. Okay, I understand. Forget that. Or your girlfriend. Any of those two, tell them to go fuck themselves for blowing them up. Go ahead, continue, Alex.
I don't know if this sound is gonna.
There we go.
It sounds great. It's just so weird. As you keep going, it kind of fucking slowly gets worse. But let's just roll it out. I don't know. It's fine. Keep going. About it. It's not the end of the world.
Well, either way, okay. So this is my egg box, and I made sure that there's a gasket on it, and there's 4 locking things on all sides, so it's completely sealed. And there is the 4 holes, but I cover those up completely.
So no holes open at all until day 40.
No, not even that. Like day 50.
Oh my God.
And even then, I only open up 1 hole.
Okay.
So it's completely sealed till like basically the very end. And as far as like the tray, this is the tray. Like this is just so that the eggs don't roll around and stay in place and stuff. But I also use a water substrate. I don't use any vermiculite.
I can't.
I'll just listen.
No, I love you. It's going from super clear to like, you know what I mean? It just sounds like it keeps getting distance. Alex, do you have wired headphones that you could plug into your laptop?
No,
you don't.
I don't. I have
okay. Okay, I'm gonna kick you out. Put your Bluetooth on and then come back in.
Okay.
All right. God damn it. So I don't know, Sal. Listen, I'm not here to say whatever Alex is doing is wrong because obviously he has success, but I'm definitely against it being air sealed like that. I'm just telling because especially all the way to day 50.
For it. I think maybe not day 50. That's a bit too late for me personally. Yeah. I'm for the whole sealed because my first couple clutches I used that sealed box because that's the one Malcolm gave me, the same brand and everything, and it worked really well. But I don't leave till day 50. I'm all for the sealed tub, but I've always left either one small hole open throughout the whole of incubation, and I open holes at like day 40. And not day 50. I don't think that I'll be too uncomfortable to leave it that late.
Yeah, and again, I can't remember what Alex did on his last clutch. I'm pretty sure he had a few dead in the egg. Okay, and again, I'm not saying that's because he waited till day 50. I'm just not shy of blasting air in that egg box once day 40 comes because I know how much hotter those eggs get inside. And Alex.
Yep. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, so you're connected to your Bluetooth for sure?
Yeah, I got my earbud in.
All right, cool. All right, so anyways, so Alex, remind me what your hatch rate was on your most recent clutch.
The most recent one was 100%. That's the first time I've gotten 100% hatch rate.
But I thought you had some dead in the egg or something. Was that the clutch before?
Yeah, I mean, I get dead in the egg every clutch except for the last one. And so I've hatched 5 clutches out of this egg box system right here, and it's all been pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like again, like that's why I say it's important just to do what works best for you. I think day 50 is a little too late to bring down the temps, but what is it that makes you feel more comfortable waiting to day 50, Alex?
Well, I don't bring down the temps.
You straight bake. You straight bake.
Well, a little bit. We bring it down maybe like a degree.
Okay.
And that's like day 45-ish.
Okay.
So we keep it warm pretty much the entire way through.
Now, day 40 and up, are you opening the lid every morning? Are you giving it fresh air, or are you still leaving it left alone until day 45?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like every day or every other day. They're over at Bill's. I'm not at Bill's every day, but every time I go over there, I open up the egg box and check on them and stuff like that. And then Bill keeps an eye on them too. He'll wipe the lid if it needs to be and open them up and exchange the air and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't think that they necessarily need a bunch of airflow if you're opening the lid once a day.
Yeah, and again, we're gonna keep breaking this down, but we might all three do something different. But if it works for you, you shouldn't fucking change a goddamn thing. And that's where I'm at with what I'm doing, dude. Like I said, I've yet to not have 100% hatch rate with what I'm doing when it comes to my egg box, but that's me, dude. I mean, I figured out whatever it is that I'm doing makes me sleep better at night. And people need to figure out what that is. If that makes sense.
And sometimes the thing is, you can replicate other people's, and it just goes horribly wrong. or you try and add too many pieces of each person's incubation tub, and then it just again goes horribly wrong. I use Bill's incubation tub for this clutch, but what did I do? A stupid mistake on my end, a human error, which nearly destroyed that whole clutch. That clutch just about got through to day 49, 50, and I can't remember how many came out of that. That I think it was like 65, 75% on that clutch. And the other ones, the eggs were like super crusty. I tried to rehydrate, tried to do everything I could, but again, it didn't work for me because I made a human error. But at the same time, even if I didn't make that error, maybe it wouldn't have worked exactly like Bill's anyway.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get some eye drops because my eyes are on fire for some reason. But I want to leave you guys with this, and I'll be right back. But from the eggs going really crispy like that, that has to do with humidity, right? So denting and the shell hardening, that's from the humidity being an issue. Like not enough humidity, you guys would say, right?
Maybe it seems more of an airflow thing, because remember, Sal, whenever you were having that issue when your eggs were denting like on day like 10 or something like that, and it was because of your tape. You know, it's because that tape was falling off, but your humidity was 100%.
Yeah, that was the strangest part, because in the box it read at like 99, and I know some of those govies can like mess up, but they were all fresh govies, so they're all reading well. It was a wet chamber of up to 70%, let's say, humidity, but they were still drying out. So like you said, I don't know if the humidity is reading perfectly high in the egg box, but there's the extra airflow more than it should, and that is probably playing a part into drying those eggs out.
Yeah, I think it definitely was. And also you can tell when eggs are going bad, like when a clutch is going bad, if they start to dent too early. I remember with my first Sarong clutch, when I was still using those old egg boxes, they started to dent pretty early on, like day 20 or 25 or something. And, you know, I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know to look for stuff like that, so I just thought it was normal, I guess. And I think I got like 50% hatch rate, which looking back on it seems like a lot for the situation that they were in, because they were so dry. It was not in a wet chamber or anything, and they were just getting blow dried basically like every day. And I still got 50% hatch rate, which was decent for that time. But you can always tell when a clutch is going bad if the eggs start to dent too early. They should start denting somewhere around day 40, 41, 42, something like that. And even then, it's like it's 1 or 2 or 3 will start denting.
They slowly,
and then the rest will. So
what was strange for me though is on maybe my clutches maybe 2 years ago, or 2 or 3 years ago, I had exactly the same setup, 2 sim containers clamped exactly the same amount of holes open, and one done super well, and the other one dried out. And they were both dry to some extent, but I think it also personally, this is just what I think it can also matter about fan placement, because I realized where the clutch in the exact same box, the exact same setup, water, etc., everything was identical. The box closer to the fan, which was getting a harder hit of circulation, those eggs were drying out way more and denting more than the other ones, which weren't, which was the same temperature, same humidity, quote unquote, from what I was reading on the govies. Everything was in the same incubator, but the egg box that was having more of a direct airflow from the fans was drying out more. So I think it's got definitely something to do with it.
Yeah, the fan placement is super important. I see some people will have the fan directly on top, like pointed down. And I think like the theory makes sense, right? Like you want the hot air to go down and the cooler air to go back up so that it's all consistent. But I think if there's an egg box directly below that fan, you're gonna dry that clutch like crazy. Even in a sealed box, there's always gonna be some air that's gonna seep in or whatever. And the more you have seeping in, the more it's gonna dry those eggs out. But if it's directly below a fan, I think that's just a recipe for disaster.
Yep.
Yeah. And I will say with here's the thing, guys, no matter how perfect your egg box is, if the incubator's not dialed in, you're going to have issues.
Absolutely.
And I feel like what Alex said, fan placement is so huge. You know, the incubator that you saw, Alex, the white one, the tall one that I have, that I got from KG, I don't know who made this fucking incubator, but the fans are on the bottom. And they're covered too. So I got airflow, but they're not exposed. Like it's kind of weird how these fans work. They come through the bottom, and then the heat's all on the back. So I don't have any fans directly blowing on my egg boxes, and I think that's also a huge fucking sign that, you know, I mean, a huge thing that you want to consider when cooking your eggs. Now I will say though, my sea serpents, my fans are right up top, but I don't put my eggs right underneath the fan. My eggs are like on the rack lower than the top rack, I guess you could say. But yeah, there was things that I did in the beginning to totally fuck my eggs that made my eggs shell harder than ever. Was, I think, low humidity but too much airflow. Which you know, obviously you'll see if humidity or airflow is an issue, you're going to see those eggs dent up a lot quicker than they need to dent up. But the thing is, you could fix that, right? Like if you're able to catch that at a earlier time, you could fix that problem for those eggs to kind of full back up, right?
Yep, absolutely. And that's what I was talking to Alex about. So that happened to me on day 10, and I was still able to get those eggs to go full term and hatch. And there was a few different techniques that people we discussed. I think we discussed it as well, MJ, in our group chat, all three of us, and I used the whole damp moss. I put damp moss all around the eggs, and it helped. I think it helped those eggs get through. Some people said to lightly mist. Some people said to go directly into vermiculite or perlite. That I kind of stayed away from. I don't know why. I'm not that
gangster. I'm not doing that. There's no way.
Yeah, that makes me a bit edgy, man. I'm not there. I'm not there where I can dig eggs into directly into substrate or meat or incubation media. I'm just not there.
Yeah, and I do know if you're somebody who wants to put the eggs in directly, vermiculite's your way to go. Like that's the good substrate to use because it has a tendency to not stay as soaked as perlite. Perlite stays wet. And I know people who directly put it in perlite, but I'm talking like tree monitors, eggs and stuff like that. Yeah. Tree monitor eggs could be, you know, just like chondro eggs in a sense. But I learned when hatching tree monitors, that's also a hack that they use. Whenever the egg is denting sooner than it needs to, they put sphagnum moss, wet sphagnum moss around the egg, and that egg just plumps right back up, which is pretty cool to see. But yeah, I don't know. Like, again, I had a lot of dead in the eggs in the beginning. Like they were dried up in the egg, like they were fully developed, and I would cut them open and they would be dead, but fucking like dried up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that must be sucking the humidity. That must be sucking the humidity out of the egg because it's not even. It's just osmosis. It's gonna happen. So if you're having a lot of airflow and it's just drawing the moisture out of the eggs, then I guess that must have been why. And I think that's why this year I'm gonna really try and make a more humid chamber because my egg box is. And actually go sealed. I don't know. The Sims probably will do better in a wetter chamber. I've got them. I'm probably going to try them again in a wetter chamber. But I want to give these all a go again. I know it's not like at this point. I don't want to be doing trial and error on the next 5 clutches because they're probably the most high-end clutches I'll be doing ever. But at the same time, it works. It's worked for me before. Why shouldn't it work again?
Yeah. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you know, and here's the thing too, guys, like if you're in the middle of trying to figure shit out and let's say you do something that gives you 100% hatch rate, well, stick to that, but that might not be the answer still. Like it could be a thing where you're like, oh, cool, you got some luck. But if you go the next clutch and you don't get those same results, you still should consider switching it up somehow. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And that's what happened to me. I went 16 for 16 in the Sims. Everything went super well, and then the next clutch went into the exact same setup, same Sims, same incubator, and it was a train wreck. Yeah. So I think it's definitely incubation tubs, incubator setup, sometimes viability of eggs as well.
Yeah, I mean the eggs got to be good. You know what I mean? But a lot of times you guys know the eggs are good. It's the fucking user. It's not the eggs. Because how many times do you see people put beautiful eggs in the incubator and then only 2-3 hatch? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not the eggs, dude. That's the user. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people, especially like people who have their first clutch. You know, it goes to shit.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
And you're not alone,
Okay.
guys. So you guys know you're not alone out there. And I feel like you're better off going through a tough first, second, third clutch versus getting this luck in the beginning and you think, oh, I'm fucking doing everything right, and then you strike out the next 6, 7, 8 times. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. I think
I've started doing
a whole episode on that.
Yeah. Wait, so hold on. Say that again, Sal?
No, I'm saying we need to do a whole episode on just the train wrecks that we've been through, because I've got some clutches that I could talk about. Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, I feel like this is the episode to talk about train wrecks, dude. We're talking about egg boxes. So are we talking?
Bro, I had multiple clutches. Like the first clutch, my first clutch ever, that was just the female. I obviously was just not probably pairing at right time. I got like 13 egg, fucking 11 slugs, 2 eggs to go through, 1 hatch out of the 2 at the end, and then that was that. But then the next one is where I think the incubation tub was a wrong setup. I was running a dry chamber with a Sims container, and it was like, that was just the hell, because everything.
Were you even keeping track of your humidity in the dry chamber or no?
Not in the chamber itself, but in the egg box.
Yeah,
and the egg box, it was reading sorry at 99%. And then, you know, sometimes you got to think maybe something's gone wrong. So I changed the Govies. Things were still reading at 99%. It was a Sims container over water, and that was a train wreck. Like, they just went full term. I think 14 crawled out and died. Like, and you know exactly what you're talking about, MJ. You know when they come out and they got that dry look.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
it's like they already have stuck shed or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was like, this has got to change, because they were like drying out before my eyes within an 8-hour period. But like, I'd go work and come back and they'd be fucking dry, and they just went left.
Yeah.
No, that's when I went chamber from there.
Yeah. So this is why sometimes tracking the humidity inside the egg box will fuck you up, because, you know, more likely you have that reader, either Govee or sensor push, whatever you use, it's directly right over the water, or it's directly right over the substrate that's soaked. So it's going to read anything that's coming within the bottom of that egg box. So of course you're going to get 99.9%. But what about right above the eggs? Like what you guys should figure out is, you know, obviously have the sensor push or whatever in the egg box, but if you don't have something reading in the chamber itself, kind of fucking shooting yourself in the foot there, because like I said, regardless of where you're placing that reader, that sensor push or whatever in the egg box, if it's on the fucking crate or the tray, of course it's going to read 100% or 99.9%. But you got to consider what those eggs are being dealt with right above them. You know what I mean? Because I mean, a sim container, you know, only the bottom's full, but then you have the other half that has the extra space. So that's why I feel like running a wet chamber keeps you ever having to worry about having perfect humidity in the egg box, because the readings are showing you that they're perfect, but you don't have a fucking sensor push that's floating in midair, like right above them. You know what I mean? I think maybe would be cool is taping a sensor push to the bottom of the lid. That might be something you're doing. Yeah,
that's just a shout.
Yeah, I mean, just to see what it is right above. And I promise you right now, if you don't run a wet chamber and you have sim containers and your sensor push is reading 99.9% on the crate, I guarantee on the lid, it's not reading that.
No, it's just come back to me. So now in the last 2 years, I put Govies everywhere, like 1 mid chamber, 1 top shelf, 1 bottom shelf, 1 on top of the egg box itself, and 1 inside. And now when I think back, actually, when I was running a dry chamber, it used to read at the humidity used to be about 32%, 37% in that drying chamber. And now the last 2 years, I would say the clutches I've been doing have been running at like 65 to 75%. Normally on the higher end, about 75% humidity. But yeah, absolutely. I think before, it was like 37%, and that is you're looking for trouble if you're running that. I'll never go back to a dry chamber ever again.
Yeah, I mean, and again with Alex and Bill's situation where they had a wet chamber but something was still off. I mean, again, I would, that's a big incubator. Like it's 6 foot tall. Every level, like I don't know what level you guys were reading, Alex. I mean, did you recall what level of the incubator was telling you high humidity?
Yeah, we always put them in the middle, and that's where the Gobi is.
Okay. So here's another suggestion too, guys. When you're running an incubator that big, I would have a reader on each level, every level, the top to the bottom. Especially if you have eggs everywhere. Now, if you just have eggs only on one rack, well then okay, that rack matters, I guess. But also, you don't know what the readings are on the bottom or on the top, and that will have an effect. Even though it shows good on the middle level, I would still want to check everything from the top to the bottom. And I mean,
do you guys move your egg boxes like as it gets closer to day 50? Do you move them to the lower levels, or do you just keep them in the same spot?
I have a cool down chamber, so mine literally go into a different incubator.
Okay. Yeah.
And I try to keep it exactly right underneath the probe, that's where I like to hit. And I'll tell you this, like we talked about this a little bit too, Alex. It doesn't need to be 100% accurate. Like not every row needs to be the exact same temperature. There's a range I feel like you could get away with, like a point something range. And now whole temperature drop, I would be careful with that. But if you're at 85.2 on the top, 85 in the middle, 84.9 at the bottom as your cool down, you're going to be completely fine. Like a point decimal of a temperature will not fucking determine you having a bad clutch.
No.
And because I in the beginning I was like, oh my god, like especially the first incubator I used, right? It's 87.3 at the top, 87 in the middle, 86.8 at the very bottom, and I was kind of stressed about that. And I was like, but guess what? I had no choice, and I was like, I'm just gonna see what happens. 100% hatch rate. All right, nothing.
That's the exact same as mine. So
yeah,
the big 6 foot one, I got the same as Bill's, and it's like 87.6 at the top, 87.4, 80, and then 80 or 87.2, and then like you said, like a gradient like yours. They're all within 0.5 of that range. So then when I dialed that in, I was like, cool, I'm happy with that now. We can start cooking this year.
Because trying to be Mr. Perfectionist or Mrs. Perfectionist and like, oh my god, dude, you're gonna fucking mind fuck yourself so bad, and you're gonna always be adjusting. And that's why I feel like you fuck up. If you're constantly adjusting things in the middle of incubation, what are you doing? No way. Like whatever it is, just leave it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and if you see mad temperature drops like by a full decimal, then you got to do something to fix that. It shouldn't be going from 87 something to like 84 or something. That's not okay. But it also, again, dude, it's better it gets cooler than too hot. Like if you got your shits going up into the 90s, oh yeah, you're gonna cook yourself.
Game over.
Yeah, I mean, you're better off it dropping lower and still staying at a temperature where it's not getting too high versus it getting too high and then dropping down to the temperature it should be. So I think heat is a fucking egg killer for sure. And that's why for me, dude, once it's day 40, oh, you're getting cooled down to 85 immediately.
Wow, that's a big drop.
Yeah, I drop down to 85, dude, and I don't switch. I literally drop them to 85, and I open up all the air holes. And guess how many times I have to wipe down the lid?
Once.
0. Yeah. There's no because at that point there's enough airflow, there's enough humidity in the chamber itself. Nothing stuck to the lids. The sides are, don't get me wrong, the sides look wet, but not the top. Top.
I think that's just the perfect example of trial and error, right? Because you found something that works for you, and like you've obviously had a lot of success doing that.
Yeah.
But I would never do that. I would never drop it down like that low, and I would never open up all the air holes. But that's because that works for me, not doing that, and that works for you doing that. So
exactly.
It's all trial and error. I mean, you can do as much research as you want, you can talk to as many people as you want. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You're going to have to pick a method and go with it for your first couple clutches, and maybe it'll go well, maybe it won't. And if it doesn't go well, then you're going to have to change some stuff up.
Yeah.
And if it does go well, then just stick with it until you start messing stuff up.
And if it's not going well, listen, you got to find something that you feel like that will go well. And really results will show you that. Now, if your results show you something good, stick to that until something goes wrong. You know, I've had people literally have 100% hatch rate. And then for some reason, the next year they do something different. And I go, why?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? Like, oh, I just wanted to, I wanted to put the probe in the egg box. Why would you put the probe in the egg box? Like, I don't get that. I'll tell you one thing. You're going to definitely fuck up your clutch if you put the probe in the egg box. I'm sorry.
I think a big thing is like people go for what looks cool. Like they'll be walking through Walmart and they'll see like a really cool box and they'll be like, oh, I want that to be my egg box. But it makes a terrible egg box. It's just like it's just a cool looking color or design or whatever. And they think that would be cool to hatch chondros out in that. And at the end of the day, that's going to kill your clutch.
Yeah. What's cooler, having chondros perched on a fucking perch or having chondros dead in an egg? You fucking tell me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't give a crap like what my egg box looks like. I want it to work. It could be if we were hatching them out in a pizza box, I would do it.
Yeah.
If that's what worked, that's what I would do. And it's the same thing for like cages and stuff. And it's the same thing for accessories and all this other stuff. Like, I don't care what looks the best. I want what works the best. I want what functions the best. And like whenever you're setting up a neonate, a 6-quart tub in a rack absolutely works the best.
Oh,
hands down. I don't think any big breeder is going to argue with that statement. I think they would all say 6-quart tubs in a rack would work the best for a chondro. That's the best way to set up a baby chondro.
I think any successful breeder would say that.
Yeah.
Regardless of your scale, if you have success, goddamn well that first thing that baby chondro is going inside of is a 6-quart tub.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Orbeez? I've never used them.
What is that?
What is it?
You know the little balls.
Oh, Orbeez.
Oh yeah, fuck
Orbeez.
that. No, don't. Yeah, do not do that.
I've never used it, but I've seen some people do it.
Well, they realized the monitors there's toxics and it's fucking up the monitors like neurological. Oh, I don't know why I couldn't say that.
Neurological.
I'm still coming off the mushrooms from Trap Fest. I'm so sorry. But I can't even say it. But you know what I mean. There's been issues with incubate or hatching out monitors using those water jellies. They're like water jelly beads. I say fuck that. Do not use the water jelly beads. There was an episode on All Monitor Talk. Pretty sure it was Mike Stefani and I forgot who else, but they were breaking that down, like why you don't use the water beads. It's not ideal. Because I know Saki used to use them. I don't know if he still does, but he hasn't told me any issues that he's had. But after hearing what it did to tree monitors or something, fuck that. I'm good.
That kind of goes back to exactly what I was saying, because the Orbeez look cool, right? Like it looks cool to have like all the rainbow stuff or all blue or whatever, like in your egg box. And
rainbow would be cool to you, Alex.
It would be cool to Marshall. Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like it looks cool, right? To like have all that stuff in there, and it just at the end of the day, you're overthinking it. You're doing way too much, and every time I overthink these things is when I kill them.
Yeah.
Just find like if you ask 10 people and 5 of them or 6 of them say do it this way, then do it that way. And if it doesn't work, then try something else. But just go with the majority. If the majority of people are doing one thing or use one thing, then use that one thing until you can find out otherwise.
Yeah, and the people who struggle in this the most are the ones who overthink. I'm telling you right now, and it's a lot easier said than done. I'm a huge overthinker, and that's probably why it took me 7 years to have success, because constantly getting in the way. When you overthink, you get in the way. Like, just fucking don't overthink. We're gonna say
you trip yourself up when you overthink. I was the same in the beginning. Like Malcolm telling me, he was like, "You are way overthinking this. Like, the more you complicate this, the more you're gonna just make this into a train wreck."
I had somebody the other day ask me if 83.5 was okay instead of 84.
Like as far as what though? Like
as far as the neonate temperature. like keeping your neonates at that temperature.
No, that's not gonna have no issue at all.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
You're not even gonna feel that.
That's what I said.
My question to you guys was gonna be, when do you guys move from your incubation to your hatching tubs? And do you deviate? Are you hatching out are you moving from Sims to Sims? Are you moving from Sims to a different container? Like, what day are you guys moving eggs over, and what are you moving into?
Go ahead, Alex. I'll go after you.
Bill just has like this hatch tub it's just like a big shoebox. It's kind of like the size of a 15-quart tub with perches in it. The hatch tub is not nearly as important as the egg box is.
Yeah.
The hatch tub is just a hatch tub. I mean, they could hatch out really in whatever, as long as it's warm and it's humid.
Yeah. I like to, you know, again, I think I kind of overthought this process because, you know, obviously they start to pip, and I'll put them from one sim container to another sim container that has no perlite, has paper towel with the trays that they're on. And then I put sphagnum moss on each side that's heavily soaked with the perches. And that I feel like that's, you know, you don't need to do that. I think it's an extra step, because I've seen plenty of people just put them over super damp paper towel with no perches. They just let them come out, and then once they're out, they take them and put them in their 6-quart tubs. So what I like to do is I want to get a good indicator that everything's acting normal. So once they're all perched together on the perch, which a lot of you guys know that's what they do. They'll all be lined up together. And then once they do that, I kind of let them go into shed. I'll wait until they're like turning blue. And then as soon as I see that they're going into shed, I'll put them in their own 6-quart tub. I don't rush the whole put them in a 6-quart tub thing. I like to make sure they're kind of just growing up the first few days or week on their own together. And I spray them too. So every day I'm spraying them. Because, you know, in the beginning, they don't know to drink out of the water dish. I don't care what Coach Rice says. They have no clue how to fucking drink. And if you try to raise these things without spraying them, good luck. Okay. I want to see what your fucking snakes look like. Your baby snakes look like without spraying them when they're on the perch. Please show me. And I guarantee you're going to show me a wrinkled up fucking chicharrones right now. I swear to God, that's what they'll look like. Seriously, I'll never forget, because again, I was trying to be Mr. Oh, maybe I don't need a spray. And as soon as I did that, they all looked like dog shit. And as soon as I sprayed them the next day, they all looked perfect. So yeah, I think the only way they know how to drink in the first week or so is off their own body.
Yeah, I've taken a couple baby chondros and put them in a very, very thin layer of water. And by baby, I mean like a day or two old. And they'll start drinking, like right out of the egg, they'll start drinking. So you basically have to bring the water to them, because even if there's a water dish in there, they don't know what they're doing. It's the same thing as eating. Like they almost can't figure it out.
You almost soak them in a way, Alex. Like you put them in a tub, just bare water is what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I've only done it a couple times where I'll like physically pick out like a baby and just put it in like a little deli cup of water, a super, super thin layer of water. And I'll see them drink like almost right out of the egg. They'll drink for a little bit.
Yeah.
But whenever they hatch out and I separate them, I'll put them over water for like a couple of days or something. I don't want to keep them over water too long, because they will start to shit in that water.
Yeah.
But definitely once they've shed, then I will put them on paper towel in a water dish, because I just want to make sure they're hydrated.
Yeah.
Whenever they come out of the egg.
I hate, and again, like I'm not Mr. Sterile. I do my best cleaning it, but I don't want them drinking water off the base of the fucking 6-quart tub. Like I just don't. Again, I'm not saying that it's dirty, but I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I actually had I've never done over water ever on the neonates. And I actually met up with someone for the first time on Saturday, and they told me they had a I don't know how many, maybe 1, maybe 5. But they had some of their neonates drown. I don't know how deep the water was.
It's not supposed to be not even an inch. You're supposed to have like you're still supposed to see some of the bottom of the tub exposed.
Yeah,
so just covering it.
It's not supposed to be covered where it's like, you know what I mean? It should be barely, right, Alex? You don't put too much in it.
Yeah, like you just said, even like half the tub is still just dry tub. So it's almost it almost looks like a pool or something that goes up just shallower and shallower.
I normally do it like MJ, into a hatch box, wet paper towel, moss. And that has been the best success I've had so far after I started doing that. And then I put them straight. I leave them in a few days now in that tub, like you said, spray. I spray them because, like you said, I find them. You can see them dehydrating in front of your eyes.
Yeah,
like
wrinkle up.
And there's water bowls available, and then I move them into their tubs after a few days. But again, still, I spray my babies every day. Like you said, I think I tend they find drink off their body. Like I've literally seen them look shriveled up, spray them, check them in a few hours, and the animal looks hydrated again. Like it's crazy the difference in how quick it can do it.
Yeah. I want to say even too last year when I wasn't spraying, I had them over water and they still look like dog shit when I try not spraying them. And it was only one time. I forgot what it was. I think might have been the time I took my dad to the World Series. So I was maybe gone for a couple days. My room dried out too, which that probably had a huge effect. Like I feel like if you are trying to run a wet tub, but then your room is 20% humidity, you better be on top of that fucking tub, spraying it every day. Because if not, you are gonna have fucking issues 1,000%. Because ever since I bumped my humidity in my room to like 60 to 70, it's mostly like 60. What is it right now? 58. So, you know, keeping it no lower than 60 humidity in your room will save you from a lot of fucking wrinkled out chondros. I'll tell you that right now. But again, you got to make sure they're drinking. And I feel like, yeah, honestly, I feel like that's the best solution for a newborn is putting them over water until they shed. And then after they shed, put a paper towel with a big water dish at the bottom, but still spray.
And what do you find have you guys ever tried? Because the same guy's house that I went to, he still had his yearlings, or maybe 18 months. He had everything over water.
Yeah, Sock keeps them over water for like the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just something, whatever work. I mean, that's more work because like I said, they shit all the time. But honestly, I was doing so many frequent water changes with my babies. Like I felt like every day I was dumping their water and putting new water because mine like to shit in the water a lot. I would always see shit in the water. And so I'm like, you know, whatever. So I was already constantly having to do water changes. So I don't know if having to put them over water is that much difference of more or less work. I think it's the same. So I don't know. I think as an extra additive to make sure they're drinking, I might just stick to putting them over water until the first shed.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I think an interesting thing to think about if you keep them over water for like 2 years is that the only place they have to not be in water is the perch. You know, like they like to crawl around and stuff, but it's kind of weird that they can't go anywhere else. Like they can't take that pressure off their body if they just want to like lay on the ground for a little bit, or like, you know, whenever they're hunting at night, because, you know, at night they'll come off the perch and roam around and stuff. But if they do that, then they're swimming around in water. So, you know, it's kind of odd.
Yeah. But again,
if you're keep them over water for that long,
I will say right now, if you're a busy guy and you're like, okay, let me do my chores, put them over water and I'll check them in 4 or 5 days. No, you don't do that. Because these things will still swim in the water even though they're shit in it. So and the last thing you want are these snakes to drink fucking shit water. I'll tell you that right now. I
don't think you can be like anyone that asks me, I'm a busy guy, absolutely. But my snakes come into that busy. I think you can't. I don't think you can do the whole chondro breeding stuff and be like, all right, well, I'm gonna check these in 4 days, because you're gonna come in and then things are gonna be prolapsed or dead or like looking like shit. And I know I'm deviating from what we just spoke about, but back to your egg tubs, MJ. I know you said when they're ready to hatch, you know how the Sims is raised, right? Are you putting that in your hatch box? Because I've never done that, because my hatch box used to be Sims because my egg boxes were Sims, but I was just scared that they would just like get through that and get stuck or down the side.
No.
Have you been
So
okay?
I put the trays on the bottom. So what I do is when I get the next egg box prepared, I put paper towel that's damped, and then I put the trays that they're on directly on the bottom. It's not dispensed anymore. It's directly on the bottom. Because I'm also, you know, I fear that they could get through the cracks and be on the bottom and get stuck too. So yeah, I definitely, because if you rotate those trays, you could put them flat on the ground. So what I do is I rotate the trays, I put them flat on the ground, put sphagnum, and then I line up all the eggs on the floor of the sim container.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a good. I didn't even know that. I normally just take. I didn't know you could rotate them. So I normally get like light diffuser and just put it on the bottom myself. But now that I know that.
Yeah, if you rotate the trays that the fusers are on, it goes from being suspense to on the floor. So I just put them on the floor on the wet paper towel, and I put sphagnum on each side, and you know they'll some won't perch, some will literally go and coil on the sphagnum moss. That's where they want to be, and so you know that's why also I feel like it's good to give them a few days to just let them figure out life and like, oh shit, what am I meant to do? And I don't know, I don't know what it is about them being hatched together, but you gotta think they are like they're aware of each other. Like, hey, like what are you doing here? Like, you know, I'm not saying they communicate, but they're probably like a little bit more confident that they have other snakes around them that look like them. Maybe, I don't know, but I love it. Nothing makes me more happier when I come downstairs and then I see them all on the perch together. You know what I mean? And it's not right away. It takes about, you know, sometimes it takes a few days, but eventually they find the perch and they're all chilling all over each other, on top of each other,
all piled up.
Yeah, like a little cuddle puddle going on. And then once I see that once they're going blue, then that's when I individually start to separate them. And that's when I number them. I number them as I put them away in their corks. That's how I like to number them. And I usually number them the best one to last.
Yeah, that's what I heard John Irby say. He'll look at them and try and predict like which ones are going to be the better ones. So like what he thinks will turn the best will be number 1, and then number 2, and so on and so forth. And I think he said that like someone will send him a picture of like number 15, and it'll be the craziest one in the clutch. You know, so like that's how he can keep track of like of which ones turn the craziest.
You got to understand though, some people like John Irby, Brian Fisher, Patrick Holmes, they want the strongest, not the craziest looking.
Yeah, I go for the strongest too.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want both. I'm not gonna lie, but if I have something that is a fucking insane eater, and it was the first one out the egg, robust, oh man, I'm probably gonna keep you for sure, because that I feel like that goes into the next generation.
Yeah, it's also a higher chance of that one being female.
What? Oh,
you agree with that, Sal, or no?
No.
Wait, say that again.
Go ahead and say
the stronger eaters, the ones that like eat right off the bat, have a higher chance of being female.
I believe in that, you know. No, I do.
Same.
I actually do.
I don't. That's cap. I've had males that look like Fish. Okay, God bless. Fish was the only one. Never mind. That's a bad example. Never mind. He was the only one. So never mind. I take it back.
I don't know.
Was Fish a strong eater though?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Fish didn't.
I'm not saying males can't be strong feeders, but I'm just saying there's like some that they just give you this vibe. Like they ate right off the bat. They're like they never miss a meal, even in shed.
And you're
the biggest one.
That has to do with being a female, you think?
Yeah.
No, I would agree.
It's not a guaranteed, and it's not every time.
It's theory.
But what does Bill say? It's anecdotal.
Anecdotal,
anecdotal.
Yeah.
We don't have statistics to really prove this, but I mean, it's not something that can't be a possibility. I mean, I'm not saying.
Well, you know, okay, so from my last Sarong clutch that I will ever hatch out, which was last year or maybe 2 years ago, I kept the biggest robust one that I thought was a female, and I kept kind of the weaker one that was like, no, I don't say weaker. It maybe took like a month to get eating. And the bigger, robust one turned out to be a female, and the one that took a month turned out to be a male. So
I think there's a way of busting this theory, because I agree with you, and so does Malcolm, because that's how I got that theory from. I feel like because we have the available, you guys have the availability, it'll be good to like just sample a clutch and be like, right, these are doing really well. I think these are gonna be female, and shed test them.
Yeah,
and just be like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just good just to see.
You would have to do it over like 1,000 chondros though to really get definitively.
But it'd be nice for fun, just for us to do like one clutch each.
Yeah,
just
it would be. Yeah,
vibes.
But even 30 of them would give you probably a good idea. I would think
it would. But if you want to like definitively say like this is the way it is or that the way it is, know, if you want to get all scientific with it.
But then again, okay, this kind of goes back to like how many people visibly think they are raising up a female because how big the head is and whatever. It doesn't.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah.
Guess what? There's 2 dicks in that snake. Okay, so I don't know.
I've got one. I got sold a dream, and I bought it for a good lot of money. Fucking this thing was sold to me as a female at 2 years old. It was like the first grown-on chondro I bought. And this guy was adamant it was a female, and it had a big head, and it was fucking fat as fuck. And I was like, yes, I got myself a female. I'm gonna breed in 2 years. That's a male. It just sits there, and it just shed out plugs for me. I was gutted,
dude.
And it's got a massive head like a biak on it. So that's just a theory.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like everyone, it's kind of like you want to convince yourself what you see to be what you're looking for. But I'll tell you right now, if you're looking at a 1.5 year, 2-year-old snake, you haven't seen plugs, and it's showing you signs of female, okay, buddy, don't hold your breath. Okay. First and foremost, like Bill says, it's a female when it's sitting over eggs. Because I'll tell you right now, I've even had snakes go up to 3 years old, and then boom, they gave me fucking plugs. So it could be to where every shed just isn't shedding out plugs, or it falls off and you're not seeing it. But if you're not probing and you're going off sheds, really cute that you think it's a female, but also fucking give it some more time and you'll see.
Yeah, I mean, females, you can kind of for the most part tell when it's a female at like 3 years old.
Yeah,
you know, because like even males they're just skinnier. They have more of a triangular body, and their females are a lot thicker and more round. And it's, you know, it's just somewhat obvious after a while. You can just tell. But
I'm telling you, I've got this male here. If I didn't tell you, you would bet your collection on it. It was a female. I'm telling you, it's a
big
boy. I swear to God.
You know, Jaeger was a really big snake. Like he was bigger than some of the females that he would breed, and he had like this big head on him. And I mean, he looked like a female for the most part.
Yeah.
Look at the Garrick male I have. It's literally it's barely 2 years old and is bigger than every male breeder I fucking have. And I think the only reason why the guy sold it to me was because he thought it was a female, and he was raising it up as a female. And sure enough, surprise, surprise, here are 2 big dicks out of this fucking snake. And so, like I said, you know, I know you guys are predicting things that you want to go in your favor, but just let the fucking time prove it itself, you know?
Yeah. I don't sex anything just off one thing, you know? Like I probe it, then I want to see plugs, and then I want to see body condition. I want to see how it eats. And like
I've even been fucking fooled probing, dude. And I just think because I'm not that great at probing, but there have been multiple cases where I could have sworn I thought I had a female and it was a male. I thought I probed it. I thought I've even had Brandon Wheeler's help sometimes on certain ones, and it just wasn't the case. But again, probing sketches me out. I don't feel good about probing.
Yeah. So there's definitely like an art to it too, kind of like feeding chondros. So
yeah, I agree.
We could do like a whole episode on just that. But there's like in-betweeners. Me and Bill call them tweeners, where it goes like 6 to 8 scales down, and you're kind of like, it's a little too deep for a female, but it's also pretty shallow for a male. I don't consider that either way. I like, if it goes 6, I say, okay, it's probably a female, but it's not guaranteed. If it goes 3, then that thing's a female. If it goes 3 on both sides, that thing's a female for the most part.
Yeah.
And if it goes 14, I mean, that's a male. Like a female will never go 14 scales deep.
Yeah.
Patrick's probably about to jump in the chat and say, oh, I had a female go 14 scales deep.
Yeah. Well, let's debunk fucking shed test. I'm sorry. Let's debunk the sheds showing sex and the probe. I'm going to give you guys an exclusive. Phenom has now let me know that they are releasing the sex shed test for chondros. And guess what? It could be the very first shed you turn in. Don't need your mom. Don't need the grandpa. None of that bullshit. Literally, one shed will tell you the sex determination. Okay. And what better fucking option do you want in this world, dude? That's the way. Yeah. That's the way you should be sexing your chondros from here on out. And that test will be available the very first week of June. I'm going to be doing an episode with Phenom. And I'm collecting sheds like a motherfucker right now. I cannot wait, dude.
Bro, I'll be hitting them up. That is unreal. Because if I can dry the sheds out perfectly and ship them over to have done, I'll be doing that. Like if they tell me and they can accept it over here, from over here to over there, and we can get it through customs, I'll be sending my shit over. Definitely.
You can bring them with you. So when you come in September,
yeah, I'll bring them with me. Yeah.
Yep. I recently went to go visit the Phenom guys in Minnesota. And I literally I was kind of sketched at first if customs was going to be like, oh, what the fuck are these? But I ended up bringing them 26 adult sheds for them to test the sex on. And it was easy. I thought it was way easier bring them over in the United States here in September, Sal. And then
just send them out.
Then send them out to Phenom from Bill's house or something.
You said they were adult sheds?
Yeah, because they needed more adult sheds for to them to get closer. Now they're 100%. Now there's no, and by the way, there's no 80, 70 fucking percent. No, this is 100%, dude. Okay, so mad props to Phenom. I gotta tell you right now, I'm so stoked that a shed. And what's awesome about Phenom? They waited instead of them jumping the gun and collecting everyone's money for fucking anything less than 100%. Dude, shout out to them for waiting for the test to be 100% accurate before releasing it. That's fucking gangster, bro.
Do you know how many sheds they've run before releasing this?
Hundreds. Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah, because I know I sent them about just shy of 30, and multiple people sent them. Like I think they got over hundreds, bro. I sent them 20, and Bill sent them like 20 or something. Yeah. So there, and I think just within my own group of people, we all sent there's about 15 of us that sent them sheds, and I think the lowest amount they sent was like 10. So
they're gonna have a lot.
Yeah, and they were already doing this for a year and a half on their own. So they, you know what I mean? Like that's why we were able to help them release it a lot sooner by all of us sending them in at once. So
I'm excited about this.
Yeah,
I'm super excited.
That's why I also think I think this is a huge opportunity for us to try to predict what we're seeing, male or female, and let's see what the shed test.
Yeah. It'd be fun. And just between us, just see what we can get, see what our predictions come back as.
But also this could lead to us, like Alex was saying, like, okay, the females do act like this when they're out of the egg or whatever. Like we could get closer to determining a behavior from male and female.
Yes, exactly. Is there a character trait that leads to a specific sex? Absolutely.
Yeah. So since we're on this topic, guys, go ahead, Alex. What were you gonna say?
Well, this is what we've talked about for years. Older people have talked about it for decades, right? That's really been like the number one problem with chondros is that we don't know the sex. Besides, we don't know what they're gonna look like. We also don't know the sex either. Or what
about this? And again, I'm not trying to be Mr. fucking come at people, but I guarantee there are people out there who see plugs in a shed and they're like, oh man, I better sell this as unsexed right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And being Mr. Oh, I didn't have plugs when it was with me, when damn well you knew that was a fucking male, and by selling it unsexed, you had a higher chance of selling it versus it being a male. Come on.
Yeah,
I see that all the time.
Those days. Wait, what'd you say?
I see that all the time. There's.
I thought you said you do it all the time. I was like, God damn it.
No, no, I would never do that.
Bro,
dude, males still sell.
I want males. Give me the males because I'm so female heavy. Please give me the males. That's what. As soon as you guys released that on the episode, I was like, yes, I can speak to Bill. I can speak to John Irby. I can speak to a few people and get some males sent over to here.
And again, let's kind of talk about like the benefits and the disadvantages of sex shed testing. I think if it's a high-end potent clutch, male or female is not going to matter. It really isn't. The only way matter.
In fact, males would be better.
Well, here's the thing. The only thing that's going to matter is for the person who's breeding them, because you're going to want only you know what you need. You need more males or you need more females.
Yep.
But again, in the market, if it's high-end shit, there's people who need females. There's people who need males. Doesn't matter who the fuck it is. There's a need for both sexes in the high-end market. Now, the pure locality stuff, that's gonna teeter a little bit. I think the females are gonna go up in price on pure localities, but the males, we're looking at maybe wholesale prices. I'm not joking. Hey, and again,
I think you're right.
Hold on, no offense, but especially the yellow neonates. Okay. The yellow neonate market in the pure locality game is gonna fucking tank, dude. Sorry.
I think you're definitely right, especially about designer stuff, because like you said, like there's people like me that are like female heavy, and I'm only quoting Carly. Carly always says she has a cock fest or whatever she calls it,
Oh,
pig
God,
fest or whatever,
God.
sausage fest or something. So
Cock fest, huh?
I don't know, whatever she calls it, but
exactly. No, I never said that.
But exactly what you're saying is, in the higher end stuff, there's always going to be people that need specific sexes from that specific clutch. So what from a clutch that Carly needs a female, I'm going to need a male. So I don't think it makes a difference on the higher end stuff. But yeah, locality stuff, I think it may have a difference. Absolutely.
But I will say this, like, let's say there's a Gasanova clutch out there that clearly a lot of people want their eyes on, right? If Alex gets a fucking 15A clutch that all come out, 2 are female and the rest are male, guarantee the female price in that clutch is going to go fucking through the roof. Okay. Because first and foremost, if Alex wants to let go of a female from that clutch, which he probably
we won't.
I wouldn't.
But you know, people don't give a fuck. If you're holding something back, people will still throw you an offer.
Yeah.
Guarantee the offer and the females are going to be a lot higher than the males in that specific.
Yeah, because they're more sought after. Absolutely.
The supply and demand.
What if it was the other way? What if it was 2 males? Would the price of the female still be the same, or would they be a little bit less?
No, the male. Okay, we're talking a high end fucking clutch here. I guarantee the males would be more expensive than the females. If we're only talking about 2 males and the rest are females, dude, you as a seller should know. Listen, I only got 2 males in this clutch, and this is the price for them. They should be more expensive than the females.
I think, like you said, it's supply and demand. Whatever's in less supply, people are going to demand more. So you're going to have to charge what you want on that. So,
yeah,
absolutely.
And you don't have to, dude. Like, you could just keep it. I mean, if anything, at bare minimum, the males will be the same cost as the females. If that's the case, like if you have a lot more females than males, the males should not be priced under the females. And I'm not saying you have to price over, but then again, it depends on the neonate. If the neonate's a fucking murdered out black fucking neo and it's better looking than all the other ones, well then yeah, you should charge more for that snake.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like a potential holdback will always be more than a regular one. Right.
I mean, regardless, you're an idiot by even selling that snake at that point, because you want to see what direction it's going to head into. That could be another episode. When should you sell your neonate? And I know there's people out there who have wait lists. I mean, I was one of them last year, but trust me, I did not let anyone pick anything out until at least 2-3 months after they were growing up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I even think 2-3 months is fucking too soon. I mean, if you can find it in you to wait the first year and then pick your shit out, dude, that's the longer you hold that thing back, the better you are at selling them first and foremost, but also picking back the right ones.
But that's what I was saying to Alex probably in conversations recently, is like this year, personally for me, is probably my best breeding projects, like super good designer to nice designer. Like we're going full designer to designer, like blood from the barn, blood from Bill, like really good stuff. And that stuff I'll be keeping till it's 2 years old. Like I'll give a couple to Malcolm because he's my guy from like as soon as they come out the egg. But that's just me and him. But other than that, nothing is leaving till it's 2-3 years old. Like I'm just gonna sit, and it may not ever leave.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, dude, who does it best in this game? Dave D. Okay. Dave D's fucking, he is who he is, because guess what? You got to wait until that thing's 2 years old before you could buy it. And guess what? His shit does not stick around. Okay. When Dave D has something up for sale, it is gone. It flies so quick. That's why you got to be a part of his email listing, because all he does is send a blast email to everyone. And there's motherfuckers waking up every morning checking their email to see if there's something from Dave. And it's gone, dude. It's gone.
And John Irby. I spoke to John Irby recently about a specific snake that I want to get. And it was from a specific clutch. And he was honest with me. He was just like, look, there's going to be some upcoming clutches. But I will definitely message you. He was like, but the clutch you want will be staying here for a while. Yeah. Like, and I was very specific. Like, it's coming over to UK. I don't have access like you guys have access. So I want it to be the clutch that I really want it from. And he might not let any go, but if he does, he was honest. He was like, they may not be leaving here for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like you this year, Sal. I have the best stuff I could ever make going this year, but it's nowhere near as much as I made last year. It's probably half of what I made last year. So if somebody's interested in something I got, dude, I'll consider you, but we can't talk to another fucking year.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
This is the craziest shit. And unless I see something identical, here's another thing too, right? Like if I see a Neo growing up and I have 2, 3, or 4 that look pretty identical to each other, all right, like I might be able to get you to pick one up sooner than later. But the best of the best is not leaving me anytime soon, or if not at all. Because guess what? I want the best of the best. And
Exactly.
I'm the best customer of shit that I produce, not you or Alex or Sal. I'm going to be the best one to select what I want. And it's hard to do fresh out of the egg. I mean, you could have an idea, but to really predict what something's going to go fresh out of the egg, dude, it's one big wild guess.
But what Bill says, last pick is 2.0. He literally calls it last pick.
Exactly. So and even with fish, bro, like I almost sold fish to Carly because I was in my feelings about there only being one good egg. And when it came out, it was nothing special. It was like, all right, pure Biak, that's cool. At least you're not yellow. I'm not too mad. But I was also like, what am I going to do with this thing? My mom was a yellow neonate. I don't want anything to do with it. And thank God I held on to it long enough for me to fucking see something special in fish. And yeah, dude, I literally was almost a victim to what we're talking about right now. I literally almost sold fish way too prematurely, where Carly would have she probably would have been celebrating every day with this snake if she got it. You know how she is with yellows. And so yeah, dude. And again, I know this is why I always preach to people, don't get into this for the money, because you're going to be Mr. Oh, I got babies. Let me sell them. That's not how this game works, dude. I mean, yeah, you could sell them, but what service are you doing yourself letting go of your own production that you could hold back and set you up to a whole nother level in the years to come? Like, I mean, come on, dude. Like, where you make a name for yourself is what you do with your own production. It's not because you bought something from somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're giving them props. Like, you got to give yourself props by holding back your own shit and breeding it yourself. I think that's what really gives people the notion that you're doing shit right, is when you're like, oh man, you produced that snake and that snake made this baby. I mean, it's kind of like the sickness. Look why Bill has the name that he has, because he was able to produce shit from his own line.
And do you know who else has done that? I think recently is Lupe. Lupe had a
Lupe has. Oh my God, his holdbacks are nasty, bro.
Yeah, he held back a lot. He let go of barely any from certain clutches. And again, like you said, his productions are a prop to the creators, right? Like he bred VV animals to Bill's animals to GG, and he had some designer stuff, but he held back nearly a lot of it, and now he will then use those productions to produce even more down the line. And look at some of the stuff he's made, bro. Like, it's nasty, blue as shit, like yellow diamonds, super blue, like it looks
guess what? The ID has his initials, not somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And that, and literally, if you want to talk about making a statement in the hobby, breed shit that you produce. I mean, why do you think I was so stoked for Alex and his Gasanova clutch finally? Which, can you state for the record, Alex, how many Gasanova babies you held back? It wasn't that much, right?
Yeah, 3 out of 10.
He's a little crazy for that, but guess what? I'm not complaining, because I got one of the.
I was gonna say the best one went to you.
I'm not complaining, but again, here's the thing. Gas is he's your best breeder right now. So, there's a lot to come with Gas for sure. And I know, and I know there's a clutch that if Gas gives you, you're not gonna let anyone. I know there's some female you're thinking right now.
Yes, there is a female that I have that I will be breeding to Gasanova, and if I get a clutch, I will not be selling any of the babies.
And if you do, me and Sal are the first ones.
I should be calling you out right now, but I'm not gonna. But he's a snake. He knows what he done. He's a snake.
Wait, what? Whoa! What, Sal? You gotta give us some backstory here. What are we talking about?
Bro, when we was in Texas, not gone, but the one before, whenever it was, when Gas said obviously there's been an ovulation, and he told us privately and etc.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, Alex, put me on a list. Wherever you let go of, I'm taking one, right? And he was like, yeah, bro, like, you know, giving it the whole, yeah, I got you shit. All right, cool. So then, like, me and Alex go through waves of like talking 5 times a week to like, at this moment in time, we were like not talking for a few weeks. Life was busy for both of us. Yeah. Anyway, I check in with this ginger asshole, right, after a few weeks, and I'm like, right, brother, how's those gas clutch looking? And he's like, oh, you went quiet on me, so, you know, I just sold all of them, and I just kept a couple for myself. And I'm like, what? What do you mean I went quiet on you, brother? And he's like, well, you just disappeared. So
Sal didn't get like, one?
Wow. Nah, bro, because he's a snake. Look, he knows what he's done. Look at his face.
Can I defend myself now?
Yeah,
sure. Is it my turn?
I want to hear this. Go ahead.
You can try.
I will. And there were not enough of the really nice ones to go around because MJ wanted one, I wanted one, and Bill wanted one. And they're all nice, don't get me wrong. But Sal, you want a potential holdback, and I know you do. And there were not enough of those to go around. And if I'm going to get you a gas baby, I'm going to get you a good gas baby. So you can apologize. You can apologize publicly.
No.
Sal, did you ask for a 13-month payment plan or something?
That's what I mean. This guy's treating me like I'm broke. Like
I didn't say you were broke.
No, but he's all right. He looks after me.
But to Sal's defense, there are some broke hoes out there that try to act like they can afford snakes where they can't keep up with the payment plans. And that story will be broken down this Thursday.
Yeah. I've got one. I've got what happened to me. Jesus.
Yeah. Dude, I had a guy in Canada literally give me a deposit on a Monoquary Biak, and he ghosted me. And I hope he's okay. You know, I hope there's nothing wrong with him. But I literally been telling him for 8 months, like, hey man, do you want this snake? Do you want this snake? Do you want this snake? Hasn't read any of my messages. And he literally gave me $1,000 deposit. So yeah, it's crazy how some people out there will pay for a snake and then just not want it or something.
Disappear.
I don't know. Yeah, I hope he's okay. Like, I know things happen in life, and hope everything's all right. And if you're listening to this episode, buddy, please, his name's Jason, not Benob, but another Jason. So
yeah,
Jason from Canada, hit me up if you're listening, please, because I still have it, and it's really nice, and I'm just gonna keep it. If you don't want it, actually, I think
after 8 months, I think that deposit is yours after 8 months. I mean,
yeah, no, hold on, it doesn't disappear though. Like, I'm not going to say I'll fully refund it, but it will go to a next baby that you want. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I mean, after 8 months, if he's not responding, like, what are you supposed to do? Just keep that snake forever?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, again, I mean, there's certain policies and procedures when it comes to this shit, but I will never like take someone's $1,000 and tell them good luck. I would never do that.
No, of course not. But also, it's not your fault either.
But also, too, if this person's in some sort of state of mind, or if they need that $1,000 back, and it could avoid them going to a fucking Facebook group to make a big deal out of it, here's your $1,000 back. And guess what? You'll never buy a snake from me ever. Like, I wouldn't sell you a fucking sticker at this point. Like, it is, and that's my right. I don't need to sell to people. I have the right to refuse business to anyone, but I'm not going to keep $1,000 deposit. Like, I don't feel good about that. I really don't.
Yeah.
So we've come to a conclusion that Alex is a little bit of a snake, just a little bit.
Dude, you got to be honestly. No, you got to be quicker.
I feel like it was valid.
Sal,
I feel like it was valid.
Sal, if you weren't ghosting Alex, I think you would have had the baby that I had right now.
Yeah, potentially. But it's all right. We're locked in for the next one. We made an agreement. We're locked in. We're locked.
We'll see.
Just send him $1,000 deposit now and be like, hey.
Bro, I can bring him and pay him in full in September.
That's better. But September's far away, and I might give him the $1,000 deposit before you. So there you go.
He probably would still give it to you.
You can both give me $1,000 deposits. I will take it happily.
You know what gets
and then
this
disappear.
Ginger, you know what gets this ginger hot? What gets this ginger hot is money. Give the guy some money, and he will take care of you forever. Okay, just give this guy some money.
Not wrong.
Holy shit, man. So yeah, anyways, okay, egg boxes. I mean, is there anything we want to if there's anything we want to wrap up on this? I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, You know, how I do things, how Alex does things, how Sal does things could be all different. And it's really up to you. Like, as the keeper, as the breeder, you have to find out what makes you more successful. And if you're not having success, that doesn't mean you shouldn't switch things up. Okay. And if
I think also listen. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But also too, like, what else do you expect if you're too busy to be dialed in? What makes you think you're ever going to get success? Like, if you're a busy guy and the chondros come third, fourth in your life, I don't ever see how you're going to have success if you're not obsessing over this.
Absolutely. And I think, like, if you go for MJ's Xbox, Bill's holes, Alex's water method, and then Sal's temperature, and Marshall's, I don't know, something. Like,
leave Marshall out of this, please.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Marshall. Okay, if you want to talk about somebody who's too busy, I'm talking to Marshall. Okay, because Marshall is like, oh, fuck, let me check on those when I can. I don't want to say he don't give a fuck. Because I know he cares, but god damn it, like, a fish concher is more important to Marshall than a fucking goddamn eggs incubating. I'll say that right now. All right. I love him to death, but he does not take this as serious as we do. I'll tell you that right now. Maybe him retiring from work will, because he's a workaholic, dude. All he does is work. So but when he comes around to it, yeah, the chondro eggs matter to him. But for us, chondro eggs matter before anything else.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, don't take 10% off each person's egg box and make a Frankenstein box and hope it works. Right? Like, just find someone that you can work with. Try and copy them, deviate if it doesn't work. Again, you might get mentorship off MJ and his way don't work, but change it a little bit and make it work for yourself. But don't just amalgamate like fucking some train wreck of a box and hope it's going to work.
Yeah, what do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think you should try whatever you think works the best. You know, get a couple different opinions and try it out, and if it doesn't work, well, then try again next time. I mean, that's just the way it goes around here. If you don't like it, then you're not going to succeed. We've all had failures, and it just happens. Like, you're going to lose eggs, you're going to lose clutches, you're going to lose females. Shit is going to happen. It's just the way it is. So just keep trying shit, and if it doesn't work, then try something else.
Yeah, and again, I know we talked about this briefly, but don't solely rely just off the Govee temperatures, okay? Like, or the sensor push that's in the egg box. You need to see what the temperatures are in your incubator, and you got to see what the humidity is in your incubator. And I'm telling you right now, dude, if you have good temps in your ambient incubator and you have good humidity, that's 70 to 80%, dude, I don't see how you're gonna have an issue incubating your eggs. I really don't. But again, I mean, that's going back to what we're saying. We're basing shit off what's worked for us, and what works for us might not work for you. I mean, you got to figure that out. And that's why it's also like, you know, chondros just isn't this one-way streak where you just do what we're doing and it's going to work. You got to sometimes figure fucking shit out. And you can listen to every Trap Talk episode. You can listen to every fucking, you know, Patreon page or whatever you get advice from, Bill's subscription, and it still might not work. So put in the work. That's all you got to do.
Trial and error,
dude. Yeah. And man, everything I talk about comes from a lot of trial and error, shit ton. Same with Alex and Sal. I mean, and shit wasn't given to Alex, you know, even though Bill was right there close to him, they still have to figure shit out. And even Sal has his homie Malcolm that has walked him through everything, and Sal still had to figure shit out. And you know, again, I talked about, like, I had such a great year last year, and look what happened this year. Eggbound. You know what I mean? Like, I still have to figure shit out. It's never ending, dude. This game is always figuring shit out. Like, what's next on the agenda? Like, what curveball is going to be thrown at me this year? Because it's always something, right, guys?
Absolutely.
For sure.
And it can change year to year.
Yeah, it really can. But the thing the things that should not change is how you do things that work for you. If something works out for you, do not fucking change a thing, dude. Okay? Don't like, oh, let me get a bigger incubator for whatever reason when your shit is dialed in. You know what I mean? And getting a new incubator might happen. I mean, shit, I got 3 of them that I use here, but You just got like, and anytime you're going to put in something new, it's like learning it all over again. You just got to not just put your hands in the air and say, okay, let's see what happens. No, you better pay attention. You better fucking have readings in the ambient, the egg box. I mean, would you guys, can we agree that putting the probe in the egg box is just a complete no-no? That's a no-no, right?
Absolutely no way. Yeah.
Alex, would you ever do that?
No, I've never done that, and I don't.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. Anyone listening, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. So again, I don't know. Anything you guys want to wrap up with? Anything else you want to touch on before we close it off?
There was one point that I was gonna say before we got off on the egg box topic was I for some reason I'll like spray the eggs lightly on day like 50, just like a super light mist.
Interesting. I would never, but okay, I'm listening.
No, I know it's an interesting concept. So I like just so that they absorb a little bit of moisture, because you want the eggs to be super soft, and there's already a fully formed snake in there, right? Like it's not like it's day 30 or whatever. So I'll just like, and I mean super light mist, just to like
with a spray bottle, like an actual hand spray, like the mist, like a mist type of spray.
Yeah, you could do that, but I have like the pump sprayer. But just a super light misting. And then something else that we could touch on is like Sal cuts his eggs on day 52 or day 51, right?
Mm-hmm.
With no pips. Even if there's no pips, he'll cut the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And every time.
Yeah, and I think that sounds kind of like crazy at first, but the theory behind it is actually pretty good.
I've never had, truth be told, I've never had a snake naturally pip ever.
Yeah.
In like nearly 10 clutches or whatever it is. I need to rack them up, but it never had one pip.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it is pretty cool when they're pipped, but it does not really have an effect if you do a little slit. I will say the size of the cut matters. Like you can't cut them like ball pythons and put a fucking huge rim and open up the
scooping them out and looking if they're het DG pied. I don't know what you want to call it, but
I think a nice little triangle V shape, like the thinner you could go, just to kind of peep to make sure, because you want to see the context of the inside of the egg, right? Like, and I will say there is a certain liquid, or like the yolk will look a certain way with a little bit of bubbles, like nothing crazy, but you'll see an absorption that you're shooting for, and that kind of, I don't think you should cut all the eggs either. I think you should pick one egg to cut, maybe the most dented egg or something, just to see what's going on in there. And yeah, I feel so much better. Like if I have a clutch that's on day 53 and I have no pips, I'm gonna be losing it until I cut an egg. I just want to make sure is everything good in there, and if one's good, everything else should come out on its own. But like I said, I'm not gonna lie. Last year, I mean, I forgot what clutch it was, but I V-cut one of the eggs, and I was like, wow, that looks perfect. And I said, fuck it, I'm gonna cut all of them, and I cut all of them. I did. They weren't big. They weren't big at all. And then sure enough, the next day, more than half the clutch was poking its head out. And I was like, ooh, yeah. And then also on the other end of that, I noticed a few that were like, oh shit, you're knotted up. Like you're not coming out of the egg. And so I had to literally physically, and this is, we could do this another time. This will be a whole nother episode on when you should intervene. Like when you have an umbilical cord tight knot situation, when to step in and do something. I probably saved about 7 last year, getting in there and helping them out, literally pulling them completely out, untangling them, and then putting them in a deli cup. And every single one like stayed in the deli cup like if it was an egg, and they absorbed whatever they needed to absorb, and then they crawled out on their own. I think maybe one or two might have died out of the 7, but the other ones made it because I stepped in. And if you don't step in soon enough, that thing will lose air and just die.
Go on. So and I can send you some pictures for that episode.
Yeah, for real. That will be I don't know if it's gonna be next episode. It's up to Sal. Sal's gonna pick the next topic that we talk on. Don't tell him now, Sal. I'm gonna make them wait for it. So but yeah, we'll touch on that as well. And this is, again, man, I love this series that we're doing because this is so much of the stuff that's not really spoken about solely on a whole episode. And we talked about establishment, which already needs a round 2 on, and even egg box. We could keep going on this topic, but I feel like it's best we talk about topics that we just had experience on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. It's a Great idea.
So good episode, boys. This was great. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, Cryptic Chondros on IG, guys. Hit up my man Sal, and then of course, Amazing Arboreals on IG and YouTube. But do me a favor, give it up. It's a wrap for Alex, Warren, and Sal, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Clap, Sal. Thank you. Fuck. You're like an asshole clapping by myself. All right. Have a good day. Have a good night, Sal. See you guys later. Okay.
Peace,
All
guys.
right. Thanks, MJ.
Peace out. All right. What a great episode. Appreciate everyone who tapped in. Got quite the day right now. I got to get to work, but I love talking snakes with my boys, Alex and Sal. If you enjoyed this episode, before you guys go enjoy the rest of your day or evening, please hit that like button. Let's get the likes up. Share this episode too. Help me push this segment out to anyone out there who's interested in chondros. Share it wherever you can. I really appreciate it. And if you drop a comment in the comment section, I will pick a random comment to send out some Trap Fest 2026 merch, stickers, a little nice care package. All right. So go drop a comment in the comment section, not in the live chats, in the comment section. Give me a follow on Instagram, Trap Talk 619. And then also, if you want exclusive content, if you want to get more behind the scenes of what I'm doing, come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Simply click the very first link in the description below. And then, yeah, Trap Fest 2026. I can't believe it's already over, man. But guess what? 2027 is around the corner. That's right. Wonder what I'm going to do for Trap Fest next year. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Like I said, what a great episode. 773 in the books. Episode 2 of the segment, new segment, All in the Bush. Quick word from my sponsors, and I'll see you at the top. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Shout out to tonight's sponsor brought to you by ZooMed.
ZooMed is proud to be supporting the Trap Talk Reptile Network. At ZooMed, reptiles are our passion. For over 48 years, we've been creating premium foods, supplies, and habitats for reptiles and other exotic animals. We're a company made up of hobbyists that test our products on the hundreds of animals that we care for here every single day. Whether you're an established breeder or a first-time hobbyist picking up your first ball python, ZooMed has you covered with everything you need to keep your animals happy and healthy.
I'm excited to talk about this new product with ZooMed called the Slither Sense. It is a remote temperature and humidifying monitoring system, which we all know how important temperature and humidity is to your reptile. And for you to have remote access to your temperature and your humidity in your reptile room could really, really be a game changer for the longevity of you keeping reptiles. So guys, make sure you check out that product. Find the link in the description below. Click on it right now. Give me your feedback in the comments below. Let me know how you're liking a brand new ZooMed product. Shout out to Focus Cube Habitats, the #1 PVC enclosure in the reptile industry. Hands down, everything you guys see behind me are 3x2x2 PVC design enclosures by Steven and Ashley over at Focus Cube Habitats. My entire room at this point, all Focus Cube Habitat enclosures, and that is for a real reason. My reptiles love them. I've had majority of these Focus Cube Habitats behind me for over 6 years now. So guys, if you're looking to expand your reptile room and get yourself some new enclosures, no better place to visit than Focus Cube Habitat. You head over to focuscubehabitats.com and see how many different design enclosures you could choose from. And you can also follow them on Instagram and stay updated with all current new enclosures on their YouTube channel. So thank you so much, Steven and Ashley over at Focus Cube Habitats. And I think I got new enclosures in the driveway, so I gotta go. Shout out to Focus Cube Habitats. You are the best. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros. If you want to talk to somebody who likes to put people on the map, you have to go follow TX Chondros on Instagram. He has put on some of the biggest breeders out in Texas out on his platform on Instagram. Also displays some of his own amazing projects on his Instagram. You could also simply go to his website, see what pairings he has going on for this season, and also see his previous productions. Mark has been working with yellow neonates on top of red neonates, and his passion for this hobby is second to none. He's also mentored a lot of people like myself. So thank you so much, Mark Hager, for all your support. And if you guys really want to know how it is about building a community, then you got to go check out Texas Chondros. Thank you so much, Texas Chondros, for all your support. Cannot wait to see what you're all about in the 2026 breeding season. Tonight's episode is brought to you by David Brahms from the Reptile Perch. If you have an arboreal species, you definitely want to make sure you are using a David Brahms design perch over at the Reptile Perch. You can get any size perch you want for any size arboreal, anywhere from hatchlings all the way from adults. Everything you see behind me is on a David Brahms design PVC perch. So thank you so much to the Reptile Perch for doing everything that you've been doing with these awesome, affordable perches for people to take advantage of. And you can find David Brahms's website in the description below. Simply go to www.reptileperch.com or just go to Reptile Perch on Instagram. And you can also see many of David's awesome green tree python projects. He's also a highly successful green tree python breeder. Been looking up to for the last few years as well. So to have his support really means the world to me. Thank you so much, David Brahms over the Reptile Perch. Shout out to tonight's sponsor, and that's the one and only Morph Market and Morph Market Shipping. One of the biggest exciting things about the reptile hobby over the past couple years is Morph Market Shipping taking everything to the next level. Anything as far as reptile purchasing or selling needs can all be done on Morph Market's website. So I highly suggest you go check it out, especially if you're in the market of purchasing your first, second, or third, or fourth reptile. You can find a bunch of legitimate breeders on Morph Market's platforms. They stand very tall on representing the best breeders we have in the hobby. So don't look anywhere else when it comes to looking for your new reptile. Not to mention, if you're looking for aquatics or your next plant, Morph Market's a spot for you as well. Make sure you head over to morphmarket.com. And the best thing about Morph Market's platform, you could ship directly from their website with Morph Market Shipping. Morph Market Shipping has saved this hobby millions of dollars as a whole. I myself saved thousands with Morph Market Shipping last year due to their insanely cheap rates. So definitely go take advantage of these rates on top of the amazing customer service that comes along with Morph Market Shipping. Shout out to Darian and Zach, and shout out to the entire Morph Market team. So proud to be a part of this team. Thank you so much for Morph Market Shipping and Morph Market, and so excited to announce new Morph Market features that are going to be hitting the reptile hobby real soon, like live sales on Morph Market. Thank you so much, Morph Market and Morph Market Shipping. Thank you for all the fellow support. Thank you so much for anyone who watches the Trap Talk Reptile Network. Hit that like button. If you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, you'll be notified of every new episode dropping here out of the network 7 days a week. And also by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, it pushes this network out to other new keepers coming into the hobby. So by you doing that, it does more than you think. So thank you so much again for all the support. And if you're not already a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. We're doing big things over here and we really appreciate it.